Hello everybody, welcome back to Sundayberries. Today I am excited because I am going to share with you my Gallo watercolor set. I purchased the Naturelle 24 and that was a year and a half ago. And right after that I started buying additional pans. So I do have a little more than the 24. The original 24 are here, and these are the additional ones that I have purchased. So we're going to swatch it, and we're going to also swatch the sample that was sent with my purchase. And we're going to take a look at these beautiful colors because these are not only handmade, but they are absolutely breathtaking colors. If you ask me, this is probably one of the best investments that I've made so far. So with that said, let's take a look at these colors. As the name suggests, a Gallo is created by Alina Gallo, an artist in Italy. These are wonderful colors. I am very much in awe with them and really do love them. I will do a mass tone and a wash or diluted version so you can see these colors as best as possible. The first color is buff titanium and the pigment is PW6:1. They are beautiful. They are very, very soft. The consistency is really delicious, and I think that has a lot to do because of the fact that they are made with honey and gum arabic, of course, as binders. But the honey does give them a really delicious feel, and I found that, of course, to be something that is very present in every honey based watercolor. And dilute it. You can see the beautiful texture that they have. This is absolutely gorgeous. And this buff titanium has this rustic look to it. And I find that most watercolors that are actually handmade have this feel about them, which I find perfect and really, really attractive in a watercolor. It doesn't look processed, or let's say too processed. There we go. The next one is jarosite, and this is PY43. It is just breathtaking. They also re-wet like a dream. Even now, after a year and a half, close to 2 years of having them. This PY43, it's going to come up in the following swatches, in the following colors. And I am thinking that there's a variety in them. So they will not really look alike, but it's the same pigment. You can always decide if you don't want to buy this particular set, you can always decide which of these you prefer the best and save some money, because these colors are quite an investment, but they are well worth it. And here we have our diluted version of jarosite. And I'm taking my time doing this swatch because I really want you to be able to see the beauty in these colors. This is gold ochre, and it is also PY43. And if you hear Lola, she is sleeping near me. I'm going to include a picture of her so you can see her. So as you can see, these colors are just breathtaking to swatch, to look at, breathtaking to use. And diluted. The next one is Moroccan ochre, and the pigment is also PY43. And diluted version. The next one is Raw Sienna Badia, PY43 again. This is why I'm telling you that perhaps you can have your very favorite one among these, because it's the same pigment, just different tone to them. And dilute it. If you hear a noise in the background, apart from Lola, it is the heater. It's super cold in Florida. So this one is Castile Orange, and the pigments are PR102 and PY43. And take a look at this earthy, beautiful terracotta light color. Absolutely gorgeous. And so far, as you can see, they are very textured colors, which for me, it's very breathtaking. And diluted version. The next one is Rose Madder Genuine, and this one is Natural Red 9, and it is moderately light fast. I wanted to make note on that because this is a very natural red pigment, and it is fugitive or not as light fast as others. It's very a soft color, very beautiful as well. And diluted. Here we go. The next one up is Ercolano Red. And this one is PR 102 and PR 101. Really beautiful and very textured as well. And diluted version. This next one is hematite, and the pigment is PR 102. It's very deep and quite breathtaking as well. It's a deeper maroon color. Very, very textured as well. I'm adding a little bit of water so you can see the granulation here. You can see the granulation here, but there's so little water here that it's hard to see. That's why I added a little bit more. The next one up is Sartorio Red. This is PR 102. This is another one that is quite beautiful, very earthy as well. And of course, all these colors are going to be earth tones because it's the natural set. And diluted. This next one is burnt umber brownish, and as you can see, it's a beautiful burnt umber. Oh, I didn't say the pigment. It's PBR 8. This next one is Morellone. The pigment is PR 101. It's beautiful and also very granulating. That beautiful texture is just breathtaking. And the intensity of this particular color is quite, it makes quite a statement where you're going to use it. I mean, it's just beautiful. And diluted. This color, even as a diluted version, it's almost a purple. It does have a violet undertone to this red pigment, which makes it rather special and unique because it's such a dark red, but it leans towards a violet color. Let me add a little bit of water there so you can see that granulating. The next one is Potter's Pink, and the pigment is PR233. This version of Potter's Pink is so powdery. It's just gorgeous, and really love it. Really love it. You can see that granulation coming through right away. And dilute it. The diluted version is so very light that I had to adjust a tiny bit more so you can see it. It's quite a beautiful color. The next one up is Green Umber, a very gentle color. The pigment is PBR8, and it's definitely a brown with a soft green undertone. It does remind me of Bohemian Earth and a few others that are similar to this one, but oh my god. Bohemian Green Earth by Core, it's rather more green, but it's still brownish. And this one, it's such a beautiful brown with that greenish tone to it. And dilute it. I think in general, these colors are just really beautiful. And in comparison to others, they're highly pigmented. But it's a different pigmentation. It's a very raw, natural pigment here, and you can tell. The next one up is French Ochre Sahara, and the pigment is once again PY43. This one is also very beautiful and quite different from the other PY43 that we have seen so far. This one too has at least it seems to me that it has a green undertone to it. Quite breathtaking as well. You can see that granulation. That's why I added a little bit of water, because the granulation is just breathtaking. And here we have the diluted version. As you can see so far, as a palette, this is a really well put together palette, very well curated. They do have a classic palette as well, and they have vivid colors with that one. This is green gold, and the pigments are PY150, PY184, and PG36. So this one is a 3-pigment color. I do think it's quite effective, I must say, in comparison to other green golds that I have seen that can seem a little bit artificial. This one looks very natural. We have that green and then that yellow undertone that when we dilute this is going to be a very beautiful yellow, greenish yellow. And here you go. So green gold has always been one of those colors that I find to be or to have a dual quality to them, because you can use them as yellows or you can use it as green. The next one is Green Earth, and this is the warm version. It's a very gentle color. The pigment is PG23. And you can tell that it is a gentle color because it's so soft. As a diluted version, even more so. But quite an interesting hue. It's just really interesting and soft and beautiful and cozy and all those things. This next one is Green Earth, and this is the cool version. And you can immediately see that it's not as yellow as the other one. So this one is leaning more to a blue. The pigment is the same one. It is still PG23. But it is quite a stronger pigment, or it has a stronger quality to it in comparison to its brother, the Green Earth Warm. It's still soft and delicate, but it's a little bit stronger. And diluted, you can see what I mean about that softness. And you can see, of course, the granulation is just gorgeous. So as a price point, these colors are a little bit in a higher tier. And for example, if you compare it to Roman Schmoll, is also a handmade watercolor. Roman Schmoll is quite affordable, especially because they also give you the full pan. These are half pans. So they are quite the investment, but they are worth that investment. This next one is Copper Blue. The pigments are PW4, PB15 colon 3, and PY3. This one does have white, so that's why it's almost like a pastel color. However, it doesn't read as having a lot of white, if that makes any sense. This next one is Zirconium Blue. and the pigment is PB71. Very granulating as well. So much texture. These are rich textured colors. And you can see the granulation instantly. And dilute it. This next color is Lapis Lazuli, and it is genuine. And this color is a very beautiful blue, historical blue as well, that has this almost blue violet tone to it. And dilute it. It is a very soft color. Very, very soft. This next one is Indigo Genuine, and the pigment is NB1. And dilute it. This next one is Roman Black, and it is also another highly granulating color. It is rather soft, but quite breathtaking. And when I say soft, it's not that it's soft. I say that the hue is rather not so strong as a deep or the deepest black. It's more of a deep gray. Of course, you can get this to be even darker. I am trying for you to see it though. So as you can see, it's quite a beautiful color. And dilute it. So you can see what I mean. It's such a beautiful gray. The pigment is PBK11. Slate gray is PBK19, and this is a very gentle gray as well. It almost possesses that green undertone once again. It's very soft, but quite beautiful as well. And diluted. Let me try to give it a little bit of hit. And diluted version. It's quite beautiful as well. This color in particular for mixes I think it's going to be great. All right, so these are the set that I purchased, the 24 color set that I purchased. The ones that we're going to swatch now are going to be the ones that I purchased separately, and then I will swatch the sample that was sent to me with my purchase. The first one is Dragon's Blood, and this is a natural pigment. It's very fugitive. NR 31, so natural pigment red 31. And we have seen this color or similar with the Schminka Naturals, the Schminka Horadam Naturals. And you can see that in comparison, this one has absolutely no issues with streakiness or anything like that. Quite lovely and beautiful and diluted. Take a look at how beautiful this pinky rose color. Very close to the rose madder, I would say. This one is a deeper red though. A dragon red. And the pink is also a little bit deeper than the rose madder. Pietra Rosa, the pigments are PR233, PV19, and PV16. And this is a pinkish color. Rather beautiful, as a matter of fact. Rather beautiful, very much like the Potter's Pink, but rather different at the same time. It's almost powdery. It has that same quality that the Potter's Pink has, but Pietra Rosa is simply breathtaking. Breathtaking color and very beautiful as well. I think the Potter's Pink, for example, if you compare them now, is a lot more powdery in color than this one. So they do differ from one another. And this is the diluted version. Of course, it has Potter's Pink in this one, so the PR233 that is in Potter's Pink, it's present in this other mix. And that's why the color is a little bit more intense, a little bit more violet, because it does have two violet pigments, PV19 and PV16. Beautiful. The next one up is quinacridone chestnut, and the pigment is PR206. So my cat is under the table and she's playing with the cables. So I'm hoping she doesn't ruin my filming of this. At this point, I'm worried. Give me one moment. And here is the diluted version. I think this one didn't come out as deep as I would have wanted. I will wait for it to dry before I touch it again. But my cat was playing with all the cables underneath the desk, and I thought that she was going to stop the recording. But the quinacridone chestnut is a really very beautiful color as well. The next one up is Notturno, and Notturno is PB29, PR101, and PV19. And this color does separate when we add water, so we're going to add a little bit of water to this one. Also very granulating. And dilute it. As you can see, you see the violet, but you can also see that blue. So it's rather interesting color. Very, very beautiful, in my opinion. This next one is such a beautiful color. It's possibly my favorite color that I haven't seen in others, and this is Harbor Blue. I haven't seen this color in other brands, that's what I mean. And this is PB15 with PBR 8. And it is just breathtaking. Of course, you can mix this color because it's a phthalo blue. PB15 colon 3. You would have to get that exact pigment, and then PBR 8, which would be a brown pigment. And I think PBR 8 is in burnt umber, so you could possibly get this blue going on your own. But it's so breathtaking. I love this color all around. I find it just incredible. I'm trying to add a little extra here at the top. I do want you to see the granulation, but at the same time, I want it to be dark. And the diluted version, here we go. I find this color just incredible. I really love this one. There is one color that we're going to be swatching later on that it took me a while to get because it was so difficult to get. Gallo releases colors every I don't know, I think it's maybe once a month or once every 2 months, and everything is sold out right away. So it was very hard for me to get to that color that we're going to swatch in a minute, but it was worth the wait, I would say. The next one is Payne's Gray, and the pigments are PB15 colon 1, PBK7, and PV19. And this is quite a blue Payne's Gray. I find it really beautiful as well. And diluted, it's quite the beautiful blue gray that we are used to and love. The color that I was talking about is this one, indigo green, and the pigment is a natural yellow number 2 and a natural blue number 1. And I find this so unique and beautiful. It's just breathtaking. Of course, it doesn't have the best light fastness, but sometimes it's worth having and seeing colors such as this one come to life, because I find it to be so, so, so incredibly beautiful. And diluted version. It's just gorgeous. You can see residue of the pigment right in the color. It's just incredibly beautiful. And I will show you this up close at the end of the video so you can see what I mean in terms of how beautiful these pigments are. This next one is also another breathtaking color, dark forest, and oh my god, I love this one. This happens almost the same as this harbor blue, but then we get this beautiful green. Can you see how dark you can get? Oh my god. The pigments are PG7, PBK7, and PY43. So this is such a beautiful, beautiful color. It's just crazy beautiful. But again, just to die for. And this is something that a Gallo does have, which is some really unique colors and hues and mixes that are, I would say, rather special and diluted. Right about now, you can see the granulation that Harbor Blue has. It's just crazy beautiful. And check out that Roman black. My God, it's almost as if you're seeing scales. All of these colors are just very breathtaking. They are so textured and so beautiful, and so it has that rustic feel, handmade watercolor that you just cannot get from a process color. And of course, you can get granulation from processed colors. That's not what I mean. It's just that you can feel that these are different. They just feel different altogether and they look different. So the next one is this is burnt umber cypress. And again, quite a beautiful color. The pigment is PBR8. Once again, such a great color for nature painting. All of these are great for nature painting. And diluted. Now I am pre-wetting the sample. This sample is Pyrrole Orange, and as you can see, they give a very generous sample. I have swatched this possibly 3 times because I have a large swatch of this that I keep for the record. I have swatched it for the right here, and I have used it and I still haven't finished using it. So as you can see, it's quite a beautiful color. The pigment is PO73, and you can see how vibrant this color is in comparison to these natural colors. So the classic colors that they offer have this beautiful vibrancy that is just breathtaking as well. So if you are more of a vibrant color person, the classic ones would probably be the choice for you. And diluted. Here we go. And they are quite it just stands out from the rest if you think about it. So this orange actually dilutes into such a beautiful peachy color as well, which is lovely. I do have two additional colors, and those are yellow ochre, which is a gold ochre, I'm sorry, and the other one is, I think it's another Payne's Gray. All right, so we are going to allow this to dry, and we are going to come back and I will give you my final thoughts. But I think I have given you most of my thoughts along the way, so it's going to be rather brief. So I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. It's super chilly right now because it's nighttime, and today is Saturday, January 25th. And well, I waited for this to dry. I decided to go outside. It's 33 degrees out there, but I couldn't miss the planetary alignment. And it was, oh my God, beautiful. It was a planetary display that I have no words to describe. I took some photos. I don't know if I'm going to share them because they are with my iPhone, so nothing fancy, but I will probably share them so you can see what I saw. And so, yeah, it was beautiful. For those of you in the United States, particularly in the East Coast, Canada, you can see this clearly, and it's going to be visible until February the 29th. I think if you haven't looked up, it's about 7 planets that we can actually see without a telescope or anything like that. But if you do have a telescope, oh my God, take advantage of this because it's beautiful. Venus looks like a diamond in the sky, and Mars looks like a ruby. It's gorgeous. So, yeah, don't miss out on that because it doesn't happen very often. And with that said, let's get back to a gallo. So as you can see, it's such a beautiful group of colors. Remember, these are handmade watercolors. They are absolutely breathtaking. The set that I purchased is Naturelle 24, and it goes from buff titanium all the way to slate gray. Before I purchased the 24 set, I had purchased individual colors, and those run from dragon's blood all the way to burnt umber. I personally do not mind that some of these colors are not as light fast as others because I don't sell my work. But if you do, then do pay attention to the light fastness ratings. But some of these are worth having regardless of the light fast rating because they are just simply beautiful. I love the fact that all of these colors look so very rustic and natural. For natural painting and landscapes and florals, everything, these are great. I love that almost all of them are granulating colors. I think the only ones that are not granulating is jarosite and gold ochre and indigo and Payne's Gray. But all the others, including the dark forest one, are granulating. This one maybe not as heavily as others, but the granulation in some is very pronounced, and in others is very gentle, but still very, very beautiful. I think if I had to choose which color I like the least, it would be the copper blue. I generally do not like colors that include white in them. I would have to check when I mix them whether or not this is a good mixing color. But the rest of them are just fine. The green earth cool version is also breathtaking. And you can see just how different this is to, for example, the dark forest one. And this harbor blue is incredibly beautiful. And I redid the quinacridone chestnut because I really did want you to see the color as it should be. Notturno is a must-have. And yeah, I am very happy with this set. I love each and every one of these colors. I particularly love the burnt umber brownish, which is a PBR 8. Absolutely beautiful. And I also love the morellone. It's incredibly breathtaking with that purple undertone to it. So this is it. This is my A Gallo set and the extra colors that I have. I am really happy with it. I hope that you have enjoyed the swatch. You can always check out their website. I think it's A Gallo Colors. I will leave it on the description below, but they are also available from Jackson's and several other stores across Europe and even the United States and Canada. So I will leave the link to their website, and from there you can see the locations. And with that said, I will leave all relevant links included in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a moment and do so. And with that said, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe, be kind to one another, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, bye.